Imagine if skipping meals for just 24 hours could totally wipe out that nagging anxiety that's been keeping you up at night. Fix your messed up sleep and leave you buzzing with energy like you haven't felt in years. What if that's not some crazy diet fad, but something backed by real science that actually works? Okay, so today we're diving into how a simple 24-hour fast can reset your anxiety levels, improve your sleep quality, and boost your energy in ways you might not expect. I've tried this myself a bunch of times, and it's changed how I handle stress in daily life. So I want to share what I've learned and what the research says. We'll go through why this happens, how to do it right without feeling awful, and some tips to make it easier. By the end, you'll have a clear idea if this is something you want to try. Now, let's talk about the problems a lot of us deal with every day. You know that feeling when your mind won't shut off? Like you're lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, replaying every little thing that went wrong during the day, and your heart's racing for no reason. That's anxiety creeping in, and it's super common. Studies show that over 40 million adults in the US alone deal with anxiety disorders. And it's not just in your head, it messes with your body too. Then there's sleep. Maybe you fall asleep okay, but you wake up a million times, or you toss and turn because your brain is on overdrive. Poor sleep affects everything. Without it, you're grumpy, forgetful, and just dragging through the day. And energy? Forget about it. If you're always tired, even after coffee or a nap, it's like your body's running on empty. These issues often link up. Anxiety ruins sleep, bad sleep tanks energy, and low energy makes anxiety worse. It's a vicious cycle, and a lot of people turn to pills, caffeine, or endless scrolling on their phones to cope. But that just makes things worse in the long run. What if there was a free, natural way to break that cycle? That's where fasting comes in. So, let's explore what a 24-hour fast really is and how it can help with these things. First off, a 24-hour fast means you go without food for a full day, but you can drink water, black coffee, or tea. No calories, though. It's not about starving yourself forever. It's a short break for your body to reset. People have been doing this for centuries, like in religious practices, or just naturally when food wasn't always around. But now, science is catching up and showing why it works. Starting with anxiety. When you fast, your body shifts into a different mode. Normally, after eating, your insulin spikes, and that can affect your brain chemicals. But during a fast, after about 12 to 16 hours, your body starts using up stored sugar and switches to burning fat for fuel. That's called ketosis. Ketones are these little energy packets that your brain loves, and they can calm things down up there. There's this thing called GABA, which is a brain chemical that helps you relax, and fasting might boost it while lowering glutamate, which ramps up excitement and stress. I remember the first time I tried a 24-hour fast. I was dealing with a ton of work stress, and by the end of the day, my mind felt clearer, like the fog lifted. It's not magic. Research from places like Harvard shows that intermittent fasting can reduce inflammation in the brain, which is often behind anxiety. Inflammation is like your body's alarm system going off too much, and fasting turns it down. But let's get into more detail on how this reset happens. Your gut plays a huge role in anxiety because of the gut-brain connection. You have trillions of bacteria in there, and what you eat affects them. When you fast, you're giving your gut a rest, and bad bacteria start to die off while good ones hang in there. This can balance your microbiome, which influences mood. Ever heard of the second brain? That's your gut, with all its nerves sending signals to your head. Studies on mice showed that fasting improved their stress responses, and human trials are similar. For example, a study in the Journal of Psychiatric Research found that people who fasted periodically reported lower anxiety scores after just a few weeks. It's like hitting a reset button on your nervous system. Now, to make this super clear, think about it like this. Imagine your body is a car that's been running nonstop on cheap gas, building up gunk in the engine. Anxiety is like that sputtering noise. Fasting is pulling over, letting the engine cool, and cleaning out the junk so it runs smooth again. During the fast, your cortisol levels, that's the stress hormone, might spike at first, but then they drop as your body adapts. That's why some people feel a bit edgy in the beginning, but by hour 20 or so, it's like a wave of calm washes over. And if you're worried about hunger making anxiety worse, that's valid. But most people find that after the first few hours, hunger fades because your body releases hormones like ghrelin that adjust. Moving on to sleep. Oh man, this is a game changer. Poor sleep is everywhere these days, with screens, stress, and late-night snacks messing us up. A 24-hour fast can help because it regulates your circadian rhythm, which is your body's internal clock. When you eat late, it confuses that clock, but fasting aligns it better. During a fast, your melatonin production, the sleep hormone, can increase, especially if you time your fast to end in the evening. There's research from the University of California showing that fasting improves sleep efficiency, meaning you spend more time in deep sleep stages where your body repairs itself. Let me break this down further. In a normal day, if you're eating every few hours, your digestive system is always working, which keeps your body alert. But fasting lets everything rest, including your metabolism. So by bedtime, you're not processing food, and that leads to deeper sleep. Autophagy kicks in too. That's when your cells clean out damaged parts, like recycling old junk. This happens around 16 to 24 hours into a fast, and it can reduce brain inflammation that disrupts sleep. I once tracked my sleep with a wearable device before and after a fast. Pre-fast, I was getting maybe 5 hours of broken sleep, waking up tired. Post-fast, it jumped to 7 solid hours, and I woke up feeling ready to go. It's not just me. A study in Nature Reviews Neuroscience talks about how fasting enhances neuroplasticity, which helps your brain adapt and improve sleep patterns. To really understand this, picture your sleep like a battery recharge. Constant snacking is like plugging in and unplugging the charger all day. It never fully charges. Fasting is leaving it plugged in overnight without interruptions. Plus, fasting can lower blood sugar swings that cause night wakings. If you have insulin resistance from too much sugar, that messes with sleep, but a fast helps sensitize your cells again. Tips for better sleep during a fast. Stay hydrated. Maybe add some electrolytes like salt and water to avoid cramps, and avoid caffeine late in the day. Some people combine fasting with light exercise, like walking, which tires you out naturally for better rest. Energy is the third big one, and this might surprise you because you think no food means no energy, right? Wrong. After the initial dip, many people report a surge. Why? Because your body taps into fat stores, and ketones provide steady energy without the crashes from carbs. No more sugar highs and lows. A 24-hour fast trains your body to be more efficient, like switching from a gas guzzler to an electric car. Let's dive deep here. Mitochondria are the powerhouses in your cells, and fasting boosts them through something called mitophagy, where old mitochondria get replaced with new ones. This means better energy production. Research from Yale shows that fasting increases norepinephrine, a hormone that sharpens focus and energy. Ever felt that afternoon slump? That's often from insulin spikes after lunch. Skip meals, and that slump disappears. Personally, on fast days, I get more done, writing, exercising, whatever, because my energy is even keel, not spiky. Expanding on this, consider how modern diets keep us in a fed state all the time, which wears out our energy systems. Fasting flips that, activating EMPK, an enzyme that ramps up energy when food is scarce. It's evolutionary. Our ancestors fasted often and had to hunt with high energy. Today, we can hack that for better daily life. A study in Cell Metabolism found that intermittent fasters had higher energy levels and better mitochondrial function after just a few cycles. To avoid low energy during the fast, start slow if you're new. Maybe do a 16-hour fast first. Drink bone broth if you need, but for a true fast, stick to 0 calories. Now, let's talk about how to actually do a 24-hour fast safely. Pick a day when you're not super busy, like a weekend. Say you eat dinner at 7 p.m., then your fast starts. No food until 7 p.m. the next day. That's 24 hours. Drink plenty of water, at least 8 glasses, to stay hydrated. If you feel dizzy, add a pinch of sea salt for electrolytes. Black coffee or green tea can help curb hunger. Listen to your body. If you have medical issues like diabetes, talk to a doctor first. Pregnant? Don't fast. For most healthy adults, it's fine. Potential challenges. Hunger pangs hit around hours 4 to 8, but they pass. Use distractions like walking or hobbies. Headaches might come from caffeine withdrawal if you're a big coffee drinker, so taper off. Mood swings? That's blood sugar adjusting. Breathe through it. Benefits outweigh these for many. Let's look at some real stories. My friend Sarah was always anxious, barely sleeping, and low on energy from her job. She tried a 24-hour fast once a week for a month. By week 3, she said her anxiety dropped. She slept like a baby and had energy to exercise. Another guy I know, Mike, used it to break his caffeine dependency and now feels more alert naturally. Science-wise, let's go over some studies in detail. A 2019 review in the New England Journal of Medicine highlighted how fasting improves metabolic health, which ties into energy and sleep. For anxiety, a pilot study with 100 people showed reduced symptoms after alternate day fasting. Sleep research from the Salk Institute links time-restricted eating to better circadian rhythms. Energy boosts are seen in trials with obese patients who lost weight but gained vitality through fasting. To make sure this is thorough, let's compare 24-hour fasting to other methods. Pills for anxiety? They can have side effects like dependency. Sleep aids? Same issue. Energy drinks? Temporary fix with crashes. Fasting is free, natural, and addresses root causes. What about long-term effects? Doing this once a week can compound benefits, like better insulin sensitivity, which helps all three areas. But don't overdo it. Balance with healthy eating. Now, for the climax. The key moment in a 24-hour fast is around hour 16 to 20. When autophagy peaks, that's when your body really resets, cells renew, inflammation drops, and you feel that shift. It's like your system reboots. I hit this during my last fast. Anxiety melted away. I slept 8 hours straight and woke up energized. That's the turning point where it all clicks. A 24-hour fast can reset anxiety by calming brain chemicals and reducing inflammation, improve sleep by aligning your internal clock and promoting deep rest, and boost energy by tapping into efficient fuel sources and upgrading your cells. It's simple, but powerful. Give it a try if it feels right. The Fasting Blueprint. Beginner to expert in 24 hours. I'm going to walk you through everything from the very basics for someone who's never tried it, all the way to pro-level stuff that can change how your body works. Think of this as your full guide to get from zero to feeling like an expert in just one day of learning. By the end, you'll know how to start, what to watch out for, and how to make it a habit that sticks. I've tried all this myself, and trust me, it's simpler than it sounds. First off, let's get real about why so many people struggle with their health these days. You know how it goes. You're trying to lose a few pounds, but every diet feels like a battle. One week you're cutting carbs, the next you're counting calories, and nothing lasts. Or maybe you're dealing with low energy, always feeling tired by midday, even after a good night's sleep. And don't get me started on those sugar crashes that hit after lunch, making you reach for snacks just to stay awake. The big challenge here is that our modern life is set up against us. We're surrounded by food everywhere, ads, apps, drive-thrus, and it's easy to eat all the time without thinking. But constant eating can mess with your body's natural rhythm, leading to weight gain, inflammation, or even bigger issues like blood sugar problems. The problem isn't just what we eat, it's when we eat. Fasting flips that script, but jumping in without a plan? That's where most people hit a wall. They feel hungry, get cranky, or worry about losing muscle, and give up too soon. So, if you've ever started a fast and bailed after a few hours, or if you're scared to try because you think it'll make you weak, this is the challenge we're tackling head-on today. Okay, now let's explore what fasting really is and how to build up from beginner steps. Starting simple, fasting just means going without food for a set time. It's not about starving. It's about giving your body a break from digesting so it can focus on other good stuff, like repairing cells or burning fat. Humans have been doing this for thousands of years. Think about our ancestors who didn't have fridges full of snacks. They'd hunt, eat big, then go hours or days without. Your body is built for it. For beginners, the easiest way to start is with something called intermittent fasting. This isn't extreme. It's just timing your meals differently. A common one is the 16/8 method. That means you fast for 16 hours and eat during an 8-hour window. For example, if you finish dinner at 8 p.m., you don't eat again until noon the next day. That's it. You're skipping breakfast, but you can have black coffee or tea to help. Why 16 to 8? Because it's doable for most people. Your body starts using stored fat for energy after about 12 hours without food. So by 16 hours, you're in fat-burning mode. But let's break it down more. Picture your day. You wake up at 7 a.m., feeling a bit hungry. But instead of grabbing cereal, you sip some water with lemon. That hunger? It's normal at first, like your stomach saying, "Hey, where's the food?" But it passes in about 20 minutes. By 10 a.m., you might feel sharper, more focused. That's because without food, your insulin levels drop, and your brain gets a boost from ketones, which are like backup fuel from fat. Noon hits, and you eat a solid lunch, say grilled chicken with veggies and some rice. Then you keep eating normally until 8 p.m. No calorie counting, just timing. But what if 16/8 feels too much right away? Start with 12/12, 12 hours fasting, 12 hours eating. That's basically eating from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and stopping after that. It's a gentle intro. I remember when I first tried this, I was worried I'd be starving by morning, but after a week, it became second nature. My energy leveled out, no more afternoon slumps. Now, let's talk benefits because that's what keeps you going. Fasting isn't just for weight loss, though that's a big one. Studies show it can help with that by reducing how much you eat overall without feeling deprived. When you fast, your body taps into fat stores, especially around your belly, which is stubborn fat. But beyond weight, it boosts something called autophagy. That's a fancy word for your cell's cleaning house, getting rid of old, damaged parts and making new ones. It's like hitting reset on your body. This can lower inflammation, which is behind a lot of issues like joint pain or skin problems. Also, Fasting can steady your blood sugar. If you're pre-diabetic or just deal with ups and downs, skipping meals helps your body get better at handling sugar. I've seen friends who were always crashing after carbs feel way more even-keeled after starting fasting. And for your brain, it might protect against things like Alzheimer's by promoting new nerve cells. Not to mention, it saves time and money. No breakfast means less cooking and shopping. But hold up, not everyone's the same. If you're pregnant, have eating disorder history, or on certain meds, talk to a doctor first. Safety is key. For most healthy folks, though, it's fine. Moving deeper, let's develop this into more advanced stuff. Once you're comfy with 16-8, try 18-6, 18 hours fasting, 6-hour eating window. Say, eat from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. This ramps up the fat burn and autophagy. Or experiment with OMAD, 1 meal a day. That's eating all your calories in one big meal, like dinner. Sounds intense, but people love it for simplicity. You feast like a king once, then fast the rest. Let's get descriptive on how to do OMAD right. Imagine planning your meal. Start with a big salad, lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers, maybe some olives for healthy fats. Then protein like salmon or steak, cooked just right, juicy and flavorful. Add carbs if you need, like sweet potatoes baked until soft. Top with nuts or cheese for extra calories. The key is making it nutrient-dense so you don't miss out on vitamins. Drink plenty during the fast. Water, herbal tea, maybe bone broth for electrolytes. What about longer fasts? We're talking 24 hours or more, which takes you to expert level. A 24-hour fast means eating dinner one day, then nothing until dinner the next. It's like a full day reset. Your body goes deeper into ketosis, where fat becomes the main fuel. Energy might dip around hour 20, but push through, and you feel amazing after. For 36 or 48 hours, that's advanced. Prep by eating light the day before, lots of veggies and protein. During the fast, stay busy, walk, read, work. Hunger comes in waves. Ride them out. Break the fast gently with something easy like soup or fruit, not a burger. Science backs this. Research from places like the University of Southern California shows prolonged fasting can regenerate immune cells. In one study, people fasting 48 to 72 hours had their white blood cells renewed, like getting a fresh immune system. For cancer patients, it might make chemo easier, but again, doctor first. Let's think about common mistakes to avoid. One big one, not drinking enough. Dehydration makes fasting miserable. Aim for 2 to 3 liters of water a day. Add salt if you feel dizzy. That's electrolytes talking. Another, overeating when you break the fast. That defeats the purpose. Eat normal portions. Also, listen to your body. If you feel faint or super weak, stop and eat. It's not a contest. Now for building habits. Track your fasts with an app like Zero or Life Fasting. They remind you and show progress. Start small, build up. Tell a friend for accountability. Share a story. A buddy of mine was overweight, always snacked. He started with 12 to 12, felt better, moved to 16 to 8, lost 20 pounds in months. His skin cleared up, energy soared. It's real. Expanding on types. There's water fasting, just water, tough but powerful. Dry fasting, no water, super advanced, not for beginners, risky. Juice fasting, juices only, easier on nutrients but still sugar. Alternate day fasting, eat one day, fast the next. Or 5 to 2, 5 days normal, 2 days 500 calories. Each has pros. 5 to 2 is flexible for social life. On nutrition during eating windows, focus on whole foods. Proteins like eggs, fish, meats. Veggies galore, broccoli, spinach for fiber. Healthy fats, avocados, nuts. Carbs from fruits, grains. Avoid processed junk. It'll make fasting harder. Supplements, maybe multivitamin, but food first. For women, cycles matter. Fast lighter during periods. For athletes, time fasts around workouts. Kids, not recommended under 18 without doc. Pets, different story, but humans focus. Myths, fasting slows metabolism. Nope, short fasts boost it. Muscle loss. If you eat enough protein when eating, no, bad for heart. Actually, improves cholesterol. Backed by studies from Harvard. Let's simulate a 24-hour learning journey. Hour 1, learn basics. Hour 2, pick method. And so on, but descriptively. Hour 1, wake up, grab coffee, watch this part on what fasting is. Understand it's voluntary, controlled. Hour 2, dive into benefits. Read about autophagy, cells eating damaged parts, like Pac-Man cleaning. Imagine tiny workers in cells sweeping junk, recycling for energy. Hour 3, beginner plans. Write your schedule. Example, Monday 16 to 8. Hour 4, what to expect. Hunger waves. First at usual meal times, then fade. Hour 5, hydration tips. Flavored water recipes. Cucumber slices, mint leaves. Hour 6. Break fast ideas. Smoothie, berries, yogurt, spinach. Hour 7. Advanced methods. Research OMAD meals. Hour 8. Science deep dive. Insulin sensitivity. How fasting makes cells better at using sugar. Hour 9. Personal stories. Mine. Started for weight, stayed for clarity. Hour 10. Troubleshooting. Headaches? More salt. Hour 11. Combining with exercise. Walk during fast for fat burn. Hour 12. Lunch break. Eat if not fasting today. Keep going to 24 hours, but expand each. Hour 13. Mental benefits. Better focus, less brain fog. Hour 14. Long-term effects. Potential longevity from studies on mice, humans similar. Hour 15. Community. Join Reddit fasting groups. Hour 16. Recipes for eating windows. Stir fry. Chicken, peppers, onions, soy sauce. Describe cooking. Heat pan, add oil, toss chicken till brown, add veggies, stir till crisp. Hour 17. Fasting and sleep. Improves by regulating hormones. Hour 18. Breaking plateaus. If weight stalls, extend fast. Hour 19. Expert tips. Breath work to handle hunger. Hour 20. Risks. When to stop. If heart races, see doc. Hour 21. Success metrics. Track weight, energy, mood. Hour 22. Integrating into life. Travel. Pack snacks for windows. Hour 23. Review all. Quiz yourself. Hour 24. Plan first fast. This builds to expert in fasting. Now, the climax. The key moment is realizing fasting isn't deprivation. It's empowerment. That shift when you finish your first 24-hour fast and feel reborn. Lighter, clearer, stronger. It's the aha where you see your body can thrive without constant food. For me, it was after a 36-hour fast. I broke it with a simple apple, and everything tasted alive. Energy surged, mind sharp. That's the turning point, from doubting to believing. Wrapping up, we've covered the blueprint. From beginner 12 to expert prolonged fasts, benefits, tips, myths busted. You're equipped to start safely, build up, and make it yours. Remember, consistency over perfection. Subscribe for more health tips like this. And check the video description for helpful recommendation.